Francie Molloy, Invest in the West. This is the theme for this morning.
Yes, a very important theme, because what has happened here for years has been little or no investment, and what local entrepreneurs have done is create the investment themselves. What we now want to do is to get the infrastructure, the broadband, the electricity, gas supplies, to ensure that business can improve and expand. Well, one of the things that we have found across engineering, employers of all kinds are looking for apprentices, looking for people who can actually hit the ground running, go into the shop floor, pick up a welder and start working. And there's no employees coming around, there's no apprentices coming through, and what we need to do is to get the expertise that's there to train the employees at the present time, to bring them into the industry and actually allow the industry to expand, because there's a growth in the industry but there's no growth in the new people coming into it.
Who's here this morning and what are you hoping to achieve by this morning?
We have Martin McGuinness as the Deputy First Minister and MLA for Mid Ulster, Michelle O'Neill as the Agricultural Minister. Agriculture is a very important sector here in Mid Ulster, and we are the business people across Mid Ulster of various different sectors that are coming together here, and we are looking to know from them what their needs are, and also then give them the opportunity to ask questions and to tell us what we can do for them.
We have a huge responsibility in the Mid Ulster Council. We're now the largest Sinn Féin council on the island of Ireland, so people are going to be looking towards us to see for leadership, see for example. And we're getting a lot of new powers, but along with those powers comes a lot of responsibility, not to be too. But the thing that we're looking at is how we continue to deliver great service for our ratepayers, for our businesses. We're trying to keep rates, trying to make sure it's value for money. So we've now a population of over 140,000 people. We span 2 counties. We've got the youngest population of any council area, and as well as that, whenever we're talking about our businesses here, outside of Belfast we've over 8,000 VAT registered businesses, and that's the largest business base in any of the new councils.
Many of the entrepreneurs here today were talking about planning, we're talking about a lack of infrastructure, particular broadband. What can the Super Council do to improve all of these matters?
Well, we have a huge rural community. 55% of our inhabitants live in the rural community, and those are the people who are most deprived from those services. So along with Michelle in the Department of Rural Development and the money that she's given to broadband, we need to make sure that money hits the right places, and it's not just invested willy-nilly, it has to hit the nut spots, and that's what's going to bring growth to the rural community. We also have to work along with the new planners and ensuring that the area plan suits the 55% of rural dwellers and gives them an opportunity to expand their businesses where they live. So the more that we can put into the local areas, the more people are going to benefit from it, and that's how we're going to grow our local economy. We've also taken a decision in the Mid Ulster Council to change our tendering processes for local firms who can get work, and instead of anything over £5,000 being advertised nationally, it'll be only projects over £30,000. So therefore we'll create a database of local businesses who can tap into those £30,000 projects. This is only possible because we work very closely as a Sinn Féin team. It's all about Team Sinn Féin. It's because we've got 18 councillors, we've got 3 MLAs, we have the MP, and of course we have the MEP too, and unless we're not all working together, we can't make this happen.
Michelle, a very important engagement here this morning.
Yeah, fantastic to see so many businesses represented at our business breakfast. It really was a networking opportunity, but it was very clear from the discussion that we had, there's key concerns around planning, the delays and the supports that are there for businesses who have plans for expansion but who find that they're coming up against a lot of red tape. So I think there was a challenge clearly thrown out for us this morning as elected representatives around how we can support local businesses to grow.
Of course, it's incredibly important to recognise there's 3 sectors here: the business, agriculture and community sector. Sinn Féin developing plans to engage with all of those?
Yes, absolutely. That's what this is about. It's about us offering ourselves up in terms of a platform here this morning to discuss the key issues of concern, as you said, right across the 3 sectors. So key issues, as I said this morning, have been planning, they have been around expansion plans and around what we can do to help those businesses to grow. We're certainly up for that challenge. We have a very strong economic plan in place. We have a fantastic candidate going forward for the upcoming elections in Francie Molloy, a man that's worked very hard to champion the needs of local businesses, and it's very clear today he's given that commitment again to local Mid Ulster businesses, and I'm very confident that we'll be able to do that in the time ahead.
Martin, how important are events such as this morning's business breakfast?
Well, as you see, this has been a hugely successful business breakfast with a huge turnout. The entrepreneurial spirit in the Mid Ulster constituency is phenomenal. The support that they provide for developing our economy is unparalleled. The employment that they provide, the spirit that's in the local community is of huge importance. And this is a real opportunity for myself and for Francie Molloy as the MP for the area, and Michelle O'Neill, the Agriculture Minister, and Cathal Mallaghan, our our new chair of the new Super Council of Mid Ulster, to engage with the local community around issues that affect them, issues like planning, like rates, and how we can, as a government, and indeed ourselves as a political party, but more importantly as ministers, support the tremendous work that's going on in these communities. I mean, we live in an ever interconnected age, so broadband is of critical importance. Energy prices are also a big issue, as are rates, particularly within the business manufacturing sector. So these are all critical issues that we're dealing with, and of course some of the decisions that we took prior to Christmas in terms of the Stormont House Agreement, for example, reducing the number of departments from 12 to 9, that's going to impact on many of these things, particularly in relation to the connection between higher education and developing our economy. So all of these issues are very, very important, and I think engaging with local people here and showing them that we are totally tuned in to the challenges that they face is very, very important.